Hey everybody, what's up? So I just wanted to come on and chat a little bit. I have moved back to Los Angeles officially, and I'm in a gorgeous little studio moment for the next few months, just riding the waves of life and feeling like I'm taking a really big leap of faith in every which way. The first time that I moved to Los Angeles, I was 22, but maybe 21 actually. And I am now 33. So much has changed. I have come into a different beingness, and I also have a slightly different pull towards what I like doing. And I started taking classes again, dance classes. Not that I ever stopped, but I was living in Michigan before, and the dance classes there, no. Just no, okay? And the dance classes here are just yes. There's so much that I think I want to do, but I have completely released control over how the universe takes me. And all I know is that I'm really loving my psychic work, my one-on-one work, movement alchemy, moving energy out of my being, limitations, doubts, fears, healing my being and other people's beings. And I know that that feels really gorgeous right now. So I'm following that where I think it will take me. However, I also know that there's something else for me. I know that I co-wrote a TV show that came out a year ago, and that is still extremely relevant for my evolution. Is gonna be writing, collaborating in film and TV production. So it's a good thing I'm in LA. That feels really exciting. And then I love to dance. I love to dance and I love to teach. And I know that teaching dance and maybe teaching yoga, because I got yoga certified the end of last year, that those things are going to find me more so than me finding them, if that makes sense. Well, I always am putting myself out there. I'm doing it as we speak. And there's so many new communities here that were not in existence when I was here last, or that disbanded, shut down. COVID was a really big fucking deal. And I moved in the middle of COVID, like the height of it. And there's a lot for me to explore, but at the same time, I just want to have fun. I have been taking life way too seriously. As a Capricorn, it just kind of makes sense. And for maybe the past couple of years, not that I wasn't having a good time, I was, but I was putting a lot of spiritual rules on myself. I think when you come into spirituality and into kind of a healing profession, you think you need to be high vibe all the time, and anything that's low vibe is deemed as you shouldn't be doing that because you should be an example or whatever. But I think the most realistic thing to do as a healer is show that you're not healed and that we're never healed. The way that things happen to us are meant to throw us off our path, throw us off our, healing journey so that we can recognize our humanness again. So, yeah, I had a really dark period from the time of getting my yoga certification up until yesterday? No, it was like November, December, January. I was dark, and I just let it take me down. I was really not showing up for myself the way that I know that I need to be. And I was expectant of a lot of help. I was hoping for so much help from anyone who would give it to me. And that caused the deterioration of my favorite relationship I've ever built. And I made a very difficult decision to spend 3 months with my family in New Zealand. And it was absolutely the right decision. However, I was taken out of a very comfortable routine. Even if I was depressed, at least I knew my routine. I knew what my day-to-day would look like. And that completely shifted, which was a good thing. But it did cause me to do so much reflecting, and then in turn, my own healing work I had to apply to myself in a really big way, in a way that I had not explored to the extent that was required of me the moment that I was alone. Because even though I was with family, obviously they were so supportive and beautiful, but I was also alone a lot. They had their own jobs to continue, and I didn't have my regular routine. I stopped teaching dance, and I didn't have my dogs with me, which was very, very challenging. And I moved away from my very best friend. So a lot of those resources were gone, and that was really hard for me to reckon with a new daily routine. I did get so blessed by this community, the spiritual community. My videos were doing very well on Instagram, and I was getting bookings and feeling like, okay, I can keep myself lifted in my purpose. And that was so fucking important for me at that time, was to keep on my purposeful path and unveil myself like the little flower that I am, because I am a very private person. I find it much more difficult to talk about my personal experience, even though I've been making videos since I was freaking 18. What I can tell you and what I know from even like going back and watching them is that at each one of those videos, like something really dramatic was happening to me behind the scenes, you know, that I just was not ever comfortable talking about publicly, but was alluding to things through the content that I was making. And that's more so how I've operated, aside from the TV show that I co-wrote called People Like Me on Peacock, which was extremely personal and a big challenge for me to not only write, but act in, and then have my family watch. For some reason, it's like having my family watch it felt the most touchy. But then thinking about even strangers, it's like, oh gosh, you know more about me than I would have ever volunteered to you. And something about that is just, it's not landed here with me quite yet. I don't know if it will, but yeah. So what am I talking about? I think I just wanted to share that even though I am in what feels like a healing profession at this time, I want to admit that I use my own tools and the things that I share here constantly. It's never over. And if I've ever made it seem like it's easy, it's not. I call on my angels regularly, especially in dark times or moments of just like sobbing and questioning things. And I have gone on my own little tirades of why, I don't understand. I've just repeated over and over again, I don't understand. I'm so confused. This makes no sense, just over and over and over again. And then once, because crying is such a healing, it's an energy clearing. It's a form of energy clearing. So when I allow myself to cry, and after that little session typically is when I will like feel like I can remove stagnancy from my being and transmute, just like alchemize. I'm very consistently alchemizing energy in my being and in my relationships and on this apartment, my dogs. Those things are now second nature to me because I started practicing them years ago, and now it just comes and it feels easy. But that doesn't mean I'm not going through really dense, dark, emotional things. So, yeah. I am extremely grateful for anyone that is still vibing with me, that has been vibing with me since the good old days, since 2010. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a journey it has been. And And I'm really, really fucking with all my new people who've been really lovely to interact with, who have sent me the most positive and uplifting and encouraging messages, telling me that my work has meant something to them, and the messages I share are consistently resonating. You are the reason I continue to do this. It is not easy for me as well to put out content that is so divisive, that creates anger within people when they see me doing it, okay? That is also something I'm still getting used to, and something that I'm still questioning. Like, why this? Why has this been the way things have unfolded for me? I went to school for psychology. I thought I was going to be a therapist. And the way that I have sort of discovered a similar path, obviously it's not at all the same, okay? But I can sense that in my one-on-one sessions, I'm doing valuable work. It is just fascinating how life unfolds. And if you're on some type of similar journey where it feels like, what? I want you to just try to keep trusting it and embed trust into every cell of your being. I'm embedding trust into every cell of your being. Yeah. And then just integrate, protect your energy. It's happening, even if it feels really scary, very slow, like you're mid-leap and you have no idea where the ground is. It's coming. The ground is coming. Bless you. Please take a look in the description for my website. I have a membership, which is $22 a month, where you get a group reading and a group class over Zoom. And then I also do movement alchemy sessions one-on-one. That is learning how to move energy from your body, alchemizing pain into something that makes more sense. And then also psychic readings one-on-one, where I use tarot cards and dowsing rods and my own intuitive senses to help you in any and all areas of your life. Those are an hour and a half long, and typically we get into every aspect and every question you could possibly have so that you feel very settled in any answers that you receive. So that's what I'm about. If you live in Los Angeles and you're also a dancer, let me know, because I would love to do some pop-up classes if there is interest. Okay, thank you. Bye.